What's up, good people? It's your boy, here to give you the raw truth about the subject of flat earth. I'm about to go balls out, so check it. First, you have to understand that seriously considering the flat earth theory is not so much about believing the earth is flat, but rather just not believing anything and only trusting what you have personally experienced. You have not personally experienced, that is to say, seen with your own two eyes, that the earth is a sphere. What you have seen is pictures that someone else has then told you was the spherical earth. But that is the same thing they did to you with Santa Claus, that is the same thing they did to you with Jesus, that is the same thing they did to you with 9/11. They showed you a picture, they showed you an image, they showed you a movie, they showed you a fabrication and convinced you it was real. NASA will tell you that every image you have seen of a sphere-shaped earth has been doctored, manipulated, or photoshopped in some way. If you believe the images of a sphere-shaped earth are real, then you probably believe drawings and computer animations are real too. How many times do you have to be fooled? If you have not personally seen that the earth is flat, we are not asking you to believe it, but if you have not personally seen that the earth is a sphere, we are asking you to not believe that either. You should be equally skeptical of everything, and only trust what you have personally experienced. Now, everyone who has personally experienced a flat surface on this planet Earth, raise your hand. That should be just about everyone. See, there was a point in time in Earth's history when the majority of people believed the Earth was flat, and those that believed the Earth was round were ridiculed and laughed at. Now, at this point in time in Earth's history, the majority of the people believe Earth is round, and those that believe the Earth is flat are ridiculed and laughed at. But in both cases, what is believed as truth by the majority of people is not based on their own personal experiences, but rather dictated to them by the powers that be. They are merely being controlled by the ruling elite. Flat Earth theory is about freeing your mind, escaping the matrix, thinking outside of the box, and thinking outside of the sphere. When people try to prove that the Earth is a sphere, they merely regurgitate information that they heard, or read, some scientists say, but they themselves don't really understand, nor have they experienced. If you are really honest with yourself, you really don't understand the explanations that most scientists give you to prove that Earth is a sphere. You should only accept things that you understand and can prove for yourself, and you should not accept things that you cannot prove for yourself. Now, if you can prove for yourself that 1 + 1 = 2, then you should accept it. But, if you cannot prove for yourself, for example, that -1 times +1 equals -1, then you should not accept it. If you cannot prove for yourself that a positive number times a negative number is a negative number, or a negative number times a negative number is a positive number, then you should not accept it just because your teacher told you to. And if you cannot prove a positive number times a negative number is a negative number for yourself, do you really understand multiplication? And if you don't understand multiplication, then how can you claim to understand geometry, or any geometric formula, or any geometric mathematical proof that the Earth is a sphere? Listen. There is a reason why you cannot travel to Antarctica even if you wanted to. There is a reason why there is restricted access to the poles. There is a reason why all the agencies who control the Earth, like the United Nations, have a flat Earth map as their logo. It's all part of the biggest deception of all time. This deception goes back to ancient times, with the end of matriarchy, the end of the rule of the Divine Mother, and the rise of patriarchy, the rise of ball dominance, the two-ball cane. The Freemasons know the Earth is flat, and they have been protecting the secret in their lodges under the symbolism of the four corners of the earth, which is why in the Bible, in the book of Revelations, chapter 7 verse 1 it says, "And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth." There was much advanced ancient knowledge that has been lost to us in the present day. The ancients thought that the earth was flat, and they could build pyramids, and you think that the earth is round, and you cannot build pyramids. I wonder why. And you may ask yourself, why is there a conspiracy to make the people believe that the earth is round? The answer is, it is all about control. You have to understand the powers that be, the Illuminati, the Freemasons. They work using ancient systems of magic, so you have to understand that in all magic systems, in order to control you, in order to bind you, a circle must be drawn around you. So in order to control the mind of everyone in the world, they have to put a circle around your brain, and make you think the earth is round. There is a reason why scientists do not understand gravity, and have not found any empirical evidence of the graviton, because it is not real. Gravity does not exist. But the flat earth theory can clearly explain the phenomenon you call gravity. You have heard respected scientists tell you that the universe is a dodecahedron. You have heard respected scientists hypothesize that we live in a holographic universe, or that one of the implications of quantum physics is that a universe may be a simulation inside of a giant supercomputer. But, you mean to tell me you have a hard time understanding flat Earth theory? Have you done your own research? Have you done your own investigation? Or are you merely a parrot, repeating things you heard someone else say? Flat Earthers have taken up the responsibility of using the scientific method to investigate things and prove things to themselves through evidence they have personally experienced. Now let's listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson explain to you how the Earth is not actually a sphere, but rather pear-shaped, flat like a pizza, and wider at the equator.
And it turns out sea level at the equator is farther away from the center of the Earth than sea level near the poles. Because Earth, we know it spins. So you spin, when you spin pizza dough, it kind of flattens out. It gets wider in the middle. And so Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning. And it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere. It's oblate. And officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good word. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
So, this is the true depiction of Earth as described by the scientist Neil deGrasse Tyson himself. Flat line. It looks eerily close to the flat Earth model. Don't be deceived. Do the science, do the math, do the investigation for yourself. Once you go flat, you never go back.